go. All right. So, yeah, I just want to share with y'all some stuff based on what Ike said, what I call harvest time. So without further ado, I'm going to pull up and share my screen with y'all, and we're going to jump into this. And as people join in, they can catch up from there. So welcome to the Harvest Time presentation. Again, my name is Victor J. Coleman Jr. In the professional world, they call me Dr. Coleman. Please do not refer to me as Dr. Coleman. Vic works just fine for me. I'm not big on titles. We can talk about that another time of how that title situation works. But for me, I'm not big on titles, all right? So growing money. Now this is going to be off because I'm using a different platform than I created it on. Great. Anyway, growing money. What does it take to grow money? Most of us, we tired of living paycheck to paycheck. We're tired of, or we're worried about job security. We're tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul. I've been on that hamster wheel before. I got caught up on the hamster wheel of the payday advances. Nobody has to raise their hand on that. But I did it, and I wouldn't want any of y'all to do it. So my hope is that along this financial journey that I'm sharing on Tuesday evenings at 7 with y'all, hopefully I can give y'all some tools to help prevent y'all from living that on that train wreck, that hamster wheel, because they really robbing people. And the only way I got off of it, I told the payday loan people I wasn't paying them. And I blocked my account so they couldn't cash the check. And I made small payments to them every payday until I got out of that hamster wheel. So listen, I understand it. I'm not here to judge anybody. We all have to start somewhere. And I believe in being transparent and telling everybody my ups and downs. That way, those, you can feel comfortable knowing that I'm here to help. I'm not here to judge. So, and then the last thing is, you're capable of more. I knew I was capable of more than living paycheck to paycheck. I knew I was capable of more than robbing Peter to pay Paul. Got laid off of a job in 2004. And I made a promise to myself that I would never put myself in a position to where a company could close the doors and I lose everything again. So I've been on a journey to figure out how to get out of that position. And now I'm on a journey to help other people get out of that position. This presentation was going to be longer, but I cut it down to 3 main pieces. Sowing, right? You got to plant seeds that you want to grow. You reap what you sow. You've heard that before. So that's the first section we're going to discuss. Then hardly working. I really want to talk about how we have to put our money to work for us, because that's where you get to that place where you hardly work. And people always laughing at me and say, Vic, you don't do no work. In corporate America, I've got a great job. I work hard. I believe at what I do, but I'm not on the front line lifting the heavy work. I'm not, my work is not based on an hourly wage. Also, my investments, whether it be stock, real estate, life insurance, etc., those are not based on an hourly wage. My motivational speaking, it's not based on an hourly wage. And I want to teach each of us how to shift out of thinking about working 60 or 80 hours in a week to put the Mercedes in the driveway or to put the nice home, in your name, to putting your money to work for you so you can work less and still enjoy those same things. And then the last thing, I'm gonna give an example of what seed money is. Seed money is how I got started. It's how you get started, right? It's what you use to get the investment growing, all right? So we're gonna talk about sowing. Like, I really pulled this information for this graphic off the internet about really growing a plant. So let's look at it, right? First, the quote, before the reward, there must be labor, right? You got to plant before you harvest. Everybody, if you can make sure you push mute for me, because I can't see everybody. If you make sure you push mute. You got to plant before you harvest. You sow in tears before you reap in joy. So, man, when I think about the last 10 years of my life of late nights of writing papers, late nights of renovating houses, late nights of studying the stock market, man, and all the people around me were sleeping comfortably, or what I would consider comfortably, and I don't know how they were sleeping, because the way I seen it was I was broke and I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I knew that I had to get out of that hamster wheel. I knew I wanted to get out of that way of thinking. Welcome to new people joining. Please make sure you push mute. Also, use the comment section to write your questions, and I'll address those as we go through the slides. I'll try and check them. Actually, I'll address them at the end, but write your questions so you don't forget. So if you look here, right, you start with a seed, right? We got to identify what our seed is. Everybody on this line has a gift or a talent, right? Are you sowing that seed out into the community? Are you sowing that seed into other people? Real quick, I should have created a poll, but I didn't. By the look of comments, can you tell me if you're sowing a seed, your seed, or using your gift right now? Are you using your seed or your gift right now? In the comments, just type yes if you're using your seed or your gift, or you believe you're using your seed or your gift. It's a great thing to do. It's amazing how it'll come back to you full circle. But I always tell people, go out and plant the seed, not expecting to reap. You know, don't put an expectation on it, because two things happen. One, you'll be disappointed if the expectation isn't as great as you thought it should be, and two, you'll limit yourself when you put expectations on it. All right. So in the seed, right, each seed contains a small parcel of nutrients. So you have a seed, that's your gift. Go out and plant it right now. In the comment section, I want you to write somebody you can share that with, whether it's a sibling, whether it's a cousin, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's somebody right here on this Zoom Live right now. Write somebody you can share that with. And write it on a piece of paper there where you are, but write it, because I want to hold you accountable to this. And what I like about doing this is it downloads the transcript of what you write, so I can hold you accountable to it. Who is someone you can share that small parcel with, right? Because each seed has a small parcel of nutrients in it, and that can help grow somebody else, but it also helps grow you, right? The next phase of a seed is the sprout, right? And as the plant develops roots and it spreads, right? Think about that. As you plant your seed into other people, your brand and the things you do will begin to grow, right? That's what I'm doing here today. I'm planting a seed, hopefully in you, that will begin to grow, that will take you to the next level, that will allow you to experience life in a way that you never thought was possible, to allow you to live rent and mortgage free, to allow you to live without a car note, to allow you to live debt free, and to allow people to come to you and say, how did you do it? And you teach them the same thing that I want to teach you today. Right? So as that plant develops its roots, it begins to spread, right? This is live. You can go Google this, like how the phases of a seed germination, and you will see this exact thing. It's amazing, because this is the same thing with us as our gifts and our finances, right? So in the vegetative state, right? The vegetative state is when we start to see the seed come above the surface. If you were to see dirt here, that's when you start to see the leaves come above the surface. And this is critical, right? This is critical. This is when the energy is focused on growing the stalk and more foliage. So when you plant a good seed in good soil, and you fertilize it and you water it the right way, now you're beginning to grow your nest egg. So that's like you make an investment, and I'll use life insurance as a thing. There's term life, there's whole life. So if you do whole life insurance, for that first year, maybe two, you may not see the cash value in that seed, and that's okay. But after year one or after year two, you'll see that there's cash value there, and you can pull that cash value if you want to. I would recommend leaving it for a little while, because you can do something greater with it as it grows. But that's just something small where you plant a seed and you allow it to start growing. If you start, let's say, a clothing company or some type of online company, you're planting a seed, you're making the initial investment. Now, the budding phase, that's when we start to see dollars, right? I remember I've been a motivational speaker now for about 10 years, and I didn't start to see the budding phase until about the last 2 years. And last year is when the budding phase really took off, right? And actually it moved into the ripening phase, where I could state my demand on how much I felt my fruits were worth, and organizations are cutting checks. I have been more busy this year during COVID than I was all of last year, because of the seeds I planted last year and the years before. They are now growing. So again, we talk about the seeds you can plant. I've been giving my speaking time to others. I've been doing coaching sessions, different things. I've helped numerous people move into situations where they live rent and mortgage free. And this year I've helped people move into the stocks, and they're making hundreds and even thousands of dollars in the stocks. I talk about how much I charge. I don't talk about how much I charge, but just in general, for a speaking engagement, if we want to talk about time, right? For 45 minutes on stage, how much do you think I would charge as a speaker? You can put it in the comment section. How much y'all think I would charge? I'm looking in the comment section. Okay, somebody said 45, somebody said 1,500. Keep going, keep going. 1,000. 45 minutes of time. If you stood on stage and spoke for 45 minutes of time, how much do you think you would charge? Somebody said 10 bands. Coming soon. You know, that's right. 5,000, 4,500, 1,000 to 2K. So as an amateur speaker, right? As an amateur speaker, I was charging $1,500 for 45 minutes to stand on stage and speak, share my life story, and entertain the crowd. Now that number is going up this year, and it is going to go up again next year. This year it went up to 2,500. And it's not all about the money, but I do believe I add a value to organizations with my voice and my life experience. So my point is I've used my life to develop a story, to create a brand that I now can go stand on stage and speak, or well, I can't saying stand on stage. I'm speaking virtually now in Zoom meetings, literally every week. I just picked up a new contract out of Detroit where I'm a brand ambassador, where I get paid now to post on social media. So starting tomorrow, you'll see me posting about mental health on social media. They're paying me to post mental health content on my social media thread. I got a pending deal out of Philadelphia with the district attorney there. So my point is create your brand, right? I planted the seed many years ago, and now I'm starting to truly reap the harvest. And I want to tell you how you do that, right? So let me hide this section and we'll go to the next, right? So hardly working, right? Everybody pay attention to this. This is how I did it, and this is how you can do it. Developing a plan that works, right? So when you trade time for money, your income will always be limited. Can you agree to that? Everybody agree to that? Type yes in the comment if you agree. When you're trading time for money, your income will always be limited. So no matter how much corporate America pays me an hour, if they pay me $100 an hour today, my income is still limited to that $100, right? So when you trade your time for money, your income is always limited. Everybody agree to that? Those coming in, welcome. Just make sure you please push mute. Now, this is off a little bit because I created the slide in a different platform.
When you're trading money for money, your income will always be limited.
Indeed. Make sure you push mute, everybody. So yes, so think about it. Most of us need 24 hours in a day. Or we have 24 hours a day. Most of us need 8 hours of sleep, right? When you think about your commute back and forth to work, you know, that's 2 hours going in that commute. Then you think about 2 to 4 hours to cook, eat, wash up, relax, and spend time with friends and family. So if you just traded your daytime for work, and you traded your afternoon to spend with your family and friends, where are you making your money at? How are you making your money? Chances are your money opportunities are limited because, again, we're trading time for money. Here's what you can do, though. First, we got to change our mindset. We got to change the way we see ourselves and the way we see money. We have to change that. Until I seen myself as a brand, I was only chasing the hourly rate. Welcome to the group, everyone. Please make sure you put yourself on mute. Thank you. As long as I seen myself as an hourly worker or an individual contributor, I was worried about how much a company was willing to pay me an hour to do a job. And then I multiplied it times 40. And ooh, they're offering overtime this week. So that's the mentality that I had and that I went into my day-to-day with. And what I realized was I was limiting myself. I was giving them all of my time, all of my skills, all of my energy. I was going home exhausted and didn't really have the energy or time to spend with my family like I needed to. And I didn't have the money to pay off the bills that I had. So I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, as we discussed earlier, right? So what you want to do is become an expert at something, right? So if you look, right now I'm doing some training and developing some training things on mentoring. My research for my education is on mentoring, cross-cultural mentoring. My research looked at African Americans who had a Caucasian mentor. Look at the climate we're in. Guess what just happened that quick? I became an expert in diversity issues based on my research, right? What can you do to become an expert at something that can pretty much be timeless, or even if it's not timeless, that can move you up the ranks until you come out with that next thing? What can you do to become an expert? Stocks. I sat down after losing $3,000 in the stock market on April 30th, and May 1st for the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I spent almost 8 hours a day studying the stock market to become an expert at stock trading. What can you do to become an expert, right? So let's think about that, right? The next thing is you want to multiply your value. What I understand is everyone can't afford me, right? Everyone can't afford a Rolls Royce. Everyone can't afford you and your service, and you have to have that mentality. Sometimes we water ourselves down and we try to make sure we can please everybody or get everybody to support our business or our vision, and that's not the reality. Rolls Royce don't care how much Kia sells their cars for. Why would you care? You have to look at yourself like a Rolls Royce. Why would you care how much Kia sells their cars for? Not that Kia is not a reliable car, but that has nothing to do with you. What service, what brand, what product are you offering to the people that will make you valuable to where you can multiply your value? So what I mean by that is right now there are 16 people on this presentation. And if I told you my hourly rate for coaching, I might lose 14 of you, but that's okay, because the 2 people that would be able to afford to pay that rate are the 2 people that are my customer. I would hurt my brand and my product if I bring my rate down too low. So you have to look at it that way. What is your product? What is your brand? What is your service? And who is your customer, right? So you want to develop a product that people will buy. I'll give you a hint of what I'm working on. I've got a site that I'm launching. I'm hoping it to be done in the next week, no longer than 2. I've been going back and forth with the developer, but Flight School, and those who were on the last call understand the Flight School, and I gave an outline of what Flight School is. I wanted to create an online platform where people can come and learn for less than it would cost them to go to college and still make a good living based off what they learn. So the stock program is going to be available on there. The real estate course is going to be available on there. The leadership development course, the mentoring course, and there's a host of other courses. There's going to be a credit course and some other financial courses on how to budget and manage your money, right? So now I want to automate that. So I'm pre-recording all of these courses. Welcome to the group. Whoever just joined, please make sure you're on mute. So I'm pre-recording all of these courses that will be uploaded to the website. People will pay their subscription fee, and it automatically allows them to take the course and complete the course. I will do live webinars similar to what I'm doing, but I don't have to get on there and teach the course time and time again, time and time again, time and time again. Then we got to hire some help. I like to think I'm Superman. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I can do everything by myself, and I do try too often. But I understand that I need help. In fact, I'm debating on creating a brand ambassador program later this year to get more help from people in exchange for some coaching services to help them bring their brand and their products up to the next level. They would support my brand, but I haven't worked out all the details on that yet. Just a little leak of something that's to come. But I hired a virtual assistant this year. Actually, I hired 2. I've hired some friends that help me, and I've hired some family members that help me. Take this brand to the next level. Put in some sweat equity with me, and let's go to the next level. And you're going to eat when I eat, like I eat, because that's what I believe that we should be doing. All right? So think about that. Change your mindset. Become an expert. Develop, I'm going to jump over, develop something, a brand, a product, a service that you can sell to multiply your value, automate it so it can do its thing. My son created, everybody's heard of drop shipping. Drop shipping is popular, but most people don't know how to do it. Create your drop shipping website. I know a guy who does watches on his drop shipping website, and boom, people go and order it, and it ships from, whether it's a warehouse here in the States or if it's coming from China. He never has to touch anything because it's automated. He set up all the click funnels and all the social media ads. and it just runs itself. As long as he keeps money in the bank for the ads to keep running, it runs itself. Again, he's created an automated service, and boom, he's on his way. Seed money. Now I know most people on here are thinking, look, man, I'm living check to check. I'm struggling. How am I gonna do it? Let me tell you this. If you don't do and make these investments for yourself, you're gonna forever live check to check, chances are. Because most of us don't have the financial support and the budgeting know-how to get out of the problems or the situations we have created. And that's okay, because we a lot of times inherit the financial ignorance of a culture, of our culture. And that's not a bad thing. We haven't been taught these things. We have not been taught these things. They're things that we're trying to learn, and I believe that we need to learn and teach it to the next generation. So seed money, what is seed money? Let me tell you how I truly got started in 2013, right? So seed money, let's think about this. See this right here? That's a before and after. That's my very first rental property. Now, the house on the left, or the picture on the left, is the house when I bought it. Look at it. Does it look like a beautiful piece of work? No, it doesn't. Most people would pass this up. You know why? The basement window on the one side was kicked in. They stole the copper wiring, the plumbing. I'm sorry, they stole the copper plumbing, not the wiring, plumbing. The windows are old and raggedy. The doors are old and raggedy. And the roof had a slight leak. The kitchen was gone. The guys, whoever had it foreclosed. They stole the kitchen, and part of the bathroom was missing. Would you purchase this property? Would you purchase this property? Put yes in the comment if you think you would purchase this property, if you would make this investment in yourself. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. David said no, he wouldn't purchase this property. Okay, okay. King Dave said yes. iPhone says yes. All right. Now, well, but guess what? I purchased this house and I lived in this house. I lived in this front bedroom. And I would go around the corner to my mom's house to take a shower, to cook, to eat, etc. You know why? Because I seen a vision for what this house could do for me to get me free. So I paid $10,600 for this price. Is that a good value for this house? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you the answer. Absolutely, that was a good value for this house. In fact, they were asking $10,500. They had multiple bids for $9,500, $10,000, and guess what? I came along and said, I'll give them $10,600. All cash is available. I'll put down a $2,500 earnest check. I will close in less than 30 days. I want this house. Well, lo and behold, I got the house. So what did I do? I went in and renovated. I painted, I put new windows in, I put new doors in, I put a new bathroom in, a new kitchen in, new flooring, new fencing. I did the landscaping. Look at the two pictures. You can see the outside of what it looks like. Imagine what the inside looks like, right? And I cut no corners, stainless steel. I'm talking about nice backsplash, tile floors, you name it, right? I put in $15,000 into this house for a total of a $25,000 investment. Now, I know people said they would purchase it for a rental. Some said no. Now that I've done this $25,000 investment and I lived here for 5 years for free. Welcome to the group. Whoever's joining, please make sure you push mute. I lived here for 5 years, rent and mortgage free. Now I'm asked this question again. Was this a good house to purchase? Please make sure you push mute, whoever just joined. I'm gonna add that piece in just a second. Just now, just looking at what I just did, I lived in one room and I roughed it out. I mean, I roughed it out. It wasn't no carpet, but like I said, I had to go to my mom's house to shower, to eat, you know, but I roughed it out, right? So $25,000 is what I've invested into this property. Now watch this, watch this. Someone asked what's the ARV. Let me tell you what this property is now worth. This property is now worth $72,000. That means I made $50,000 on this property in the last 7 years. It's going up, right? But watch this. You ready? Somebody mentioned rental. So I moved out of here in 2018 and turned it into a rental property. The market rate for rent on this house in this neighborhood is $1,000 a month. Man, my numbers got moved out of place. Nonetheless, it's $1,000 a month. That's $13,000 a year, right? This home has been rented out for 2 years, which means this property has made me roughly $26,000. How much did I pay for this property? $25,000. Was this a heck of a deal? Heck yeah. I lived there 5 years rent and mortgage free, and then moved out, and within 2 years, I've made back what I invested. I had already made back what I invested when I lived there for free. This was my seed money, right? This was my seed money. Let me tell you something else about this property. Because this property was paid for in cash, I put a line of credit on it, which allowed me to do what? Anybody can guess what I did with my line of credit? Did I go buy a new car? Did I go buy a new outfit? What do y'all think? What do you think I did with the seed money? Invested, okay? Invested. What kind of investment? Oh, another property investment. What kind of investment? Another property. You are absolutely correct. I bought another property. I bought a duplex for $5,000. Now, after seeing this model of $10,000, right? $5,000, bought a duplex. Put about $20,000 into that duplex, and that duplex now rents for $1,000 a month. It's been rented out for the last 6 years. Do the math. Was that a good investment? That's the seed money I'm talking about. So when I talk about getting started, when I talk about changing the way we see things, right? Rich people create systems. They don't work for the hourly wage. They create a system, right? Now I've created a system where I realize that I can buy cash properties, go in and renovate $20,000, and I can make $1,000 a month income on those properties. I've created a system that is now letting me break free from a system that holds us in financial slavery or financial bondage, right? And that's what I want to see you do. The housing market is getting ready to collapse again. You're going to see more cash properties. You're going to see more foreclosures, right? Create a system for yourself. You know your situation. You know your finances. Be honest. And if you want a coaching session, we can do a coaching session to map out what that looks like, right? But create a system that will set you free. And that's what I've done. So now on the first of the month, I'm excited to pick up rent, right? I'm excited to see rent hit my account. You know, I've created a business structure to where I get the tax write-offs for my vehicles and for my cell phone and for, I mean, a lot of things, man. I mean, I write off so much. That's what the rich are doing. They're creating systems where I'll call us the poor, right? Or those who have less than the rich, or who have less than the wealthy. We don't create systems. The biggest system we have is we continue to buy or consume, right? We continue to buy or consume. Yesterday on the live, I talked about how there was a pair of Jordans at Finish Line. Somebody please press mute. Welcome to the call. Please press mute. I talked about how there were a pair of Jordans that I was interested in, and how that pair of Jordans,
crazy. No.
everybody make sure you push mute for me. No, I can mute off. Gotcha. I talked about how that pair of Jordans was $200 for a pair of Jordans. And while I was interested in them, I really want them. I don't want to spend the $200. I took that $200 I was going to spend on the Jordans, and I went and bought some stock, which has now made me some money. So we have to change the way we see ourselves. We have to change the way we see our money. That's the only way this is going to work. We got to stop buying into the I look rich image, right? I drove around in my rusted blue pickup truck for the last few years, and people laugh. Like, I know you have money to go buy a vehicle. Why are you not buying a vehicle? I didn't buy a new vehicle until my last rental property was rented out. It was a new purchase, renovated it myself, rented it out. When the last tenant signed the lease, I went and purchased me a new vehicle, right? And I didn't go get the most luxury vehicle. I didn't go get the brand new vehicle online. I got me a used vehicle, gently used. I found somebody that was willing to negotiate, made them an offer, and brought the car home. That's what we have to start doing. Stop giving our resources away. We work entirely too hard for our money to just give it away to other people. Now, if you want to give it away, look for me. I may have a product that you can buy. You can surely give it to me and you can watch me flip it. Or you can get in line and join in this, and you can really begin to flip your resources to make you some good money so you can live rent, mortgage free, car note free, And even if I move into, I currently live in a multi-unit. I'll teach that in next week's webinar. But even if I move into a bigger home where the mortgage is, let's say, $2,000 a month, I'm going to purchase a property that is going to generate income to pay that mortgage, so I don't have to go work at an hourly rate to pay that mortgage. And that's the mentality we have to make or have to create for ourselves. You can create a new t-shirt, right? Or a new pair of shoes or something that you can brand and sell and get people to purchase, which will allow you to go and live the life you want to live. We got to stop showing up to these companies, giving away all of our time for just a little bit of their resources. And you said again, we're giving away all of our time for just a little bit of their resources. Does that make sense? In the comment section, write any questions you have. That's really all that I have on the presentation side. I'm going to stop the recording and answer questions. Stop the recording and answer questions. 1 second.